No matter how bad an episode is, every time the title drops in an episode in every season, it always just goes hard. What the hell happened here? Like, okay, I'm just gonna start off right off the bat. What, I hate to say it, but this season just wasn't good. Like the, the the first two seasons of The Mandalorian are pretty strong. Like it's some of the best like stuff on Disney Plus. If you haven't watched it, go and watch that. But something's been up with Disney as a whole lately, and mainly with Star Wars, because it's been affecting Star Wars recently. And after the Book of Boba Fett series, just really disappointed. At least, like if I liked it back then, it's really soured now, and just this was like one of the only things that I was hoping for. I was like, please don't touch the Mandalorian. Let Jon Favreau do his thing, and we'll be good. We just got two great seasons out of it. I guess I'm allergic to mid seasons. Excuse me. There was a big cut in there, and I didn't want to say that. I don't know how long or short this video is gonna be. I feel like this is gonna be short because there's barely anything to talk about from this season. I still like Pedro Pascal as Din Djarin, and I think the addition of Bo-Katan to what's essentially the lead cast is pretty cool. I like both of these characters. It's just this standalone one adventure an episode thing just didn't work for this season. I mean, obviously we know it worked for the first season because that's what launched with Disney Plus. That was the big hit. This was the big show for Disney Plus up until like I don't know, WandaVision? So that was lacking in an area in that area. And on top of the fact that the main story just like that the one that was being carried over from the first two seasons just wasn't that interesting this season. And yeah, it's not a spoiler to say that like that story's wrapped up and eh. There's nothing in this season that I actively hated, I'll say that. But there's just so many of these episodes where I just thought, what are we doing here? Just like, this was just disappointing. Just overall. Wow, yeah, since I'm not getting into spoilers, that's that's really all I had. Wow. Yeah, no, just that's what I had in my notes. I don't know. God, this is gonna be a really short video, so I guess I'll just talk about like the future of the Mandalorian and also just like Star Wars in general. I don't really know how else to talk about this. Star Wars Visions, like the animated shorts, the next batch of those comes out next week, and since I reviewed the last batch, I'm gonna review this batch because I think they're pretty cool. The Ahsoka series that's coming out later this year doesn't look terrible, but like it's Ahsoka's a character I've never really been interested in, maybe outside of the Clone Wars. So I don't know if I'm even gonna watch that. There's that one show with Jude Law coming out that the Daniels are gonna direct an episode of, and I guess I need to see a trailer for that first. But of course we have like the three big movies that they announced pretty recently, and I guess there's like we have a sequel, like newest one in the timeline that's gonna follow Rey building a new Jedi Order, and I'm open to that. I don't really know who the director of that is, but Stephen Knight is writing that, I'm pretty sure, and I really like Stephen Knight. So I'm open to the idea of that movie. There's also James Mangold's first Jedi movie, like talking about the first Jedi warrior, which honestly, that has the most potential out of anything recently announced. I love James Mangold. I'm very excited to see what he's got with the new Indiana Jones. And of course, he's doing the Swamp Thing movie for DC coming up. And I'm really interested to see where this Jedi Warrior origin movie is coming from. And we're also going to have a movie that wraps up all of the stories that are being told in The Mandalorian, the upcoming Ahsoka, the Book of Boba Fett, and all that, which, honestly, after this season of Mandalorian, really just, lowered my expectations on that, because, bam. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Mandalorian. Uh, mid out of 10. I don't know. I don't. I guess I didn't really want to talk about this, but since I watched it, I figured I should get something out of it. All right. Well, I guess my question for you today is: out of those Star Wars media that I've announced, well, that I didn't personally announce them, but the ones I talked about, what's the one you're excited for the most? Honestly, for me, it's pretty far and away James Mangold's first Jedi film. I feel like that has a lot of potential. But either way, what's your favorite Star Wars announcement if you have one? I'm not really sure. Just let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.